His life and the life of his wife and kids were constantly in danger. They usually got different attacks from different enemies all the time. Unfortunately, during one of the attacks, some men invaded his home, but Don Pedro was able to escape, but not the same for his wife and kids, who were not so lucky. The men didn't show no mercy. This was how Don Pedro lost his family. After losing his family, he intensified his search for Jennifer and their son. He suspected that Jennifer's ex, Chidi, would know where she was, so he paid Chidi a visit at his office to ask him for Jennifer's address. But Chidi denied that he knew nothing about Jennifer's whereabouts. He tried to threaten Chidi, but Chidi reminded him that he wasn't the broke poor man that he could easily intimidate many years ago. Don Pedro left. He weighed his options and decided that it wouldn't be a good idea to fight Chidi because the fight would bring out some unwanted attention about him and his business. Apart from being so many things, Don Pedro was very, very greedy to his boys. They would help him to move drugs to different countries abroad, but he never paid them enough money compared to the risk they took for him. He would take nearly all the profit and give them stipends. If they complained, he would threaten them and use his powerful connection in high places to pursue them, and then they would back off. Don Pedro continued to cheat his boys for so many years until they finally decided to fight back. They gave an anonymous tip to the Drug Enforcement Agency, DEA, who raided Don Pedro's house and found so many unwanted drugs there. Don Pedro was arrested, and the police later discovered that it was one of Don Pedro's boys that sold a drug to a top politician's daughter, which caused an overdose that ended her. When the politician discovered that, he pulled some strings. What was meant to be a light sentence didn't go as planned. Don Pedro was handed a life sentence, and all his properties were confiscated by the government. This was good news to Jennifer and Chidi because finally they didn't have to worry about Don Pedro coming for them. Chidi and Jennifer never got back together, but they remained good friends. Jennifer found love again with a white man in Canada who loved her and adored her. She learned the hard way and finally found peace after so many years. Chidi never remarried. He wasn't ready to give marriage another chance. He had 2 more kids with a baby mama, but they never got married or moved in together. Despite how much Jennifer's husband loved her, she remained in love with Chidi and had to live with the regret that she would never have Chidi to herself again for the rest of her life.